lovely crafty people, and we are back with Junk Journal January, a collaboration project hosted by Lindsay at the Vintage Button and Sandra at Be Happy Stationery. And today, day 15 is silver. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to talk about a giveaway because we're halfway through and I thought I'd do a little giveaway. It's not going to be anything spectacular, I don't think, but I will definitely do a little giveaway. So let's have a look. So yesterday not yesterday, bearing with, yesterday we did a whimsy little page, and as I've been going through, I've been keeping it simple. So we had the lovely owl from the digital kit that can be downloaded from Sandra's Ko-fi shop for 50% discount. Code in the description below. And we created these little whimsy paper fairies, and they're just sat in there. And I might add, when I come back to this later, I might add some journaling paper in there as well. But let's move on to today. So today we are creating silver. And my rather wonderful grown-up son gave me a voucher for Christmas. He asked me what I wanted, and I said, I don't know. So just give me a voucher for the range, and then I can go and buy stuff I wouldn't normally buy. So I did buy myself a set of these beautiful metallic and black and white acrylic inks. I've never used acrylic inks before, but they look like they're going to be a little bit more substantial than the normal inks that we have. And I do have lots of normal ink. So I thought, let's have a go at creating something with this silver ink. I've got my silver washi tapes out of my washi tape drawer. And as I said before, I have squashed them all. Mine sit in the drawer like this. And I've got some of those leftover silver stars. I have got, remember when we made the booklet out of the gold tag, I actually have got some silver ones as well. And we're just going to go with it today. So what I want to do, where is it? I have got my craft area at the moment is an absolute mess because I've got like 4 projects going on at once. I'm taking part in Collage Breakthrough hosted by Catherine Rains, and I will do a introduction video to that. I'm not going to be making videos for all of it, but it's just a way of increasing your collage skills, so I'm really excited about that. So for silver, do I want to do it on here? No, what I might do is grab a larger piece of that Atlas paper. So actually, let's get kind of a bluey one. So this is quite shiny paper. There you go, that'd be quite nice, won't it? But this is one of those old Reader's Digest atlases that we all had, or our parents had when we were kids, and it's great. It's such a lovely size to grab papers out of. So I'm going to use this kind of bluey background because I think it will make the silver shine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create almost like a tree, but out of silver splatter. So let's have a go. So I'm just going to dab some silver on, and then just dab quite a large blob of it. This may work, this may not work. And I did this a couple of days ago when I still had the cold and I nearly passed out. But I'm using quite a wide straw and I'm just going to blow it. Okay, might need a little bit of water. There we go. To create that almost bushy tree-like effect. So let's just put a little bit more down. Just going to put it in the water. These are quite thick. They're quite nice paints, actually. But because they're thick, they're not spreading all that well. So I'm just going to put a little bit more down. Give it another little spritz. And then, there you go. Okay, so that has created a bit of a paint splatter, and I'm just going to pop that to one side to dry. And we will use that in a minute, I think. So let's create a background page, bearing with. Okay. So let's come back to our page, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a bit of a background that we can put that tree onto. So I am going to use this bit of paper as well. Okay, and I'm just going to create a bit of a kind of a tree-like effect. So we're just going to have, I'm going to pop that down in the middle. It's totally making this page up as we go. It might work out, it might not. So let's add that there so that when we put the tree down, we can pop that over the top of that. I've got a few of my shimmery stars. Did I have any teeny tiny ones left? If not, I can grab the hole punch and use these. Nope. Right, where's my hole punch? My little star. Not in there. Bearing with. There it is. I think this is a star punch from Hobbycraft. But I'm just going to punch a few smaller stars out if I can. Whoop, there we go. So we've got a couple and we've got a bigger one. And right, so let's stick a few stars down. I do quite like that one. It's got some real texture going on. So we might have that down there. Let's have it like a little shooting star line type thing. So just trying to use up what I have, not kind of creating more stuff. Like these were left over from my Christmas make, so I thought let's use those up in this journal. Okay, probably need, oh, maybe a couple more of the little ones. See if we can't get two more out of this. And these stars were just made out of flattened pie tins that I put through the die cut machine. Oh, come on. There you go. Let's see if we can't get another one out of that. See if we can go in there. There we go. Right, so we've got our stars. Might have to use a slightly thicker glue to glue them down. I'm not sure they're going to stick, but we'll go with that for now. And as you can probably hear, I'm still kind of playing host to this dreaded lurgy. So the fact that Junk Journal January is just taking things easy. So we're going to have those stars. Lovely. And So I've been using the gold one of these, and this is a silver chrome pen. So let's have a little bit. The ink is still drying. And it might be I have to leave it to dry and come back and stick it down. Come on, pen. There it is, it's coming. There we go. And we're just going to have the little star shines coming out of the stars. Just creating that silvery, shimmery effect without kind of overpowering the page with silver. I mean, I could go all out. I could put silver papers in. I could put glitter in. But as before, we don't really want to go over the top. I am, while that's still drying, just going to go round the fox, giving him a little bit more definition. Using my sparkly doodle glitter pens. It's almost time to get some more of these. These are just from Home Bargains. So I do buy kind of cheap craft resources when I find them, and I just use them in different ways. I think these are in the kids section, but actually they're beautiful. They just add that little bit of shimmer to things. And let's just do these berries while we're waiting. What I want is, I want that silver birch tree to be kind of the focus. So I don't want to go too much on the page. Just add in little bits so that I can make that tree the focus. And it's a really cold, frosty day today. So it's quite nice to sit inside with the heat on in the house. I have put the heating on because it's really cold today. And just almost hibernate today. I'm just going to have an easy day where I kind of just do a few videos. I've got a few bits I want to do as well on my collage breakthrough. Nothing too strenuous today, just going to have an easy day, just creating as and when I feel like it. Right, so the paint splat is still drying, so I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'll be back with you in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Okay, so we are back. This is taking a lot longer to dry than I had planned, and it hasn't kind of done the shape that I wanted it to do. So I'm just going to put that to one side, and I will use that in another project. I might even paint over the top of it with some other colours. So that's just going to go on one side. And what I did is I used a piece of the wallpaper that I used to cover my journal with, and I mixed up some of the ink with water, and then I spread it out using a straw and tipping it, and then I've heated it with the heat gun just to finish drying it, and actually it's kind of bubbled the paint, which is quite a nice effect. But you can see the silver tree stands out a little bit more than it did on the map paper. So I'm just going to rough cut round it. I would tear it, but the wallpaper doesn't tear all that easy. So just rough cutting round the tree shape, around the splat. And actually, it's worked so much better actually on this paper, and it also gives it that barky texture for the tree, which is quite cool as well. So just cutting out. These are another present I bought for myself. These are titanium coated scissors, because I don't know about you, but I blunt scissors like there's no tomorrow. And I think it's because I work mainly with paper and card. I mean, I do work with fabric as well, but I keep my fabric scissors separate. And like, I did watch a few YouTube videos on sharpening scissors, and I have sharpened some of my scissors. But I just thought, if I can get a decent, really decent pair of scissors, and these are titanium coated, so hopefully they should last a bit longer and than the normal scissors that I kind of seem to blunt. But I have been shown the trick of cutting through tin foil to kind of increase that sharpness. And I realised what I was doing when I was sharpening my scissors is I was sharpening the inner blade when actually you sharpen the outer blade. So some of my scissors are perpetually dull now because I had sharpened them the wrong way. But that's okay. I will take some time to use my whetstone and sharpen them properly at a later date. I do have a whetstone. I bought one when I was doing lots of lino cut printing, which I will go back to actually. I haven't done it for a while. And I do enjoy it. I enjoy kind of the process of designing your lino print and then cutting it out, and then just the magic when you actually print it and you see if it's worked how you wanted it to work. And it never does what you envisage, but it's always lovely to see that print. So, right, we have cut out our tree shape. And actually, that's quite a cool little tree shape. Let's just make that not such a harsh straight line. There you go. So let's bring our page back across, and we're going to have our tree. So we might need to move some of our stars. No, that's okay. Going to have our tree kind of stuck in the page there. It's just some of the stars twinkling. And there's our silvery focus. Just, let's move that star. Move this one. I don't want to lose the stars. So, and let's have, what should we do? Let's have a little bit of this shimmery silvery tape coming down the middle. And then this silvery tape. Coming down as well. So I just want a torn end on that. I do like a torn end when I'm using the tape. And this isn't tape I was particularly bought for this project. As I said before, I do have a lot of things like tape, and so I'm just trying to use them up where I can, where they'll fit into projects. So that one's come there, and then let's have one of these little ones here, just creating a kind of a silvery background for the tree. And let's have the tree, I might have to move that one as well, just have the tree coming up behind there. I'm going to use this glue, and I don't really want all the edges stuck down. I want that kind of 3D kind of creepy woodlandy type effect. Okay, so there's my tree. Just creating a bit of shelter for the fox. Let's add our stars back on. Let that one come in there. And it doesn't matter that we had already glued them down, because we'll just redo the kind of the little sparkly bits. It all just adds to the page, doesn't it? There you go. That one in here. That one there, lovely. And then let's add just one above there. So I think we are done on the silvery page. I have no idea what I've done with the prompt. It'll be here somewhere, and when I find it, I will stick it on. But I have no idea what I've done with it today. But we will find it, and I will stick it on when I find it. It's here somewhere. Nope. Nope, I'll find it. Not to worry. It'll be here somewhere. So there is silvery. And so, as promised, my giveaway. So, I received this Amazon parcel a few weeks ago from Sandra, actually. Happy Mail from Sandra. And has some beautiful Happy Mail bits in. And I've kept it because I thought, actually, it's perfect size to resend some Happy Mail. So, we'll take those stamps off. So, I'm going to fill this with lots of kind of recycled Happy Mail goodies. There'll be some book pages, some music sheets, some of my own die cuts that I've cut, maybe even some of my mini makes that I've made going through last year, some stamps on book pages, some postage stamps, and a few other bits and bobs, maybe some collage papers, if it's okay with Sandra, a little bit of the leftover papers from the kit I've printed. Yeah, so I'm going to fill that. So stay tuned, and each video now I'll be adding a little bit more to it. And then at the end, you'll be able to win this envelope full of Happy Mail by liking. So first thing you need to do is join my Facebook group, Crafty Claire's Crafting Community. Share a picture of your Junk Journal January make, and by liking and sharing a picture, posting a picture of your Junk Journal January make, will pop you straight into the prize draw. Unfortunately, it is UK only. As I said before, the postage outside the UK is just astronomical at the moment. So sorry to all my international followers, but it will be a UK only based competition, giveaway, whatever the word is. But yes, so you need to post a picture of any of your pages from Junk Journal January in my group, Crafty Claire's Crafting Community, in order to take part in the competition. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.